another edition of the Lakers Locker Room. I'm your host, Tajon Graham, and we got another good episode this week. You know, it's a very exciting week because it's the second annual Shoot for Change game this upcoming Saturday. So, got to bring my love to my teammate. It's my guy. You know, we international with it this week. You know, we got Ricky Neves. What you saying, my guy?
I'm good. Just out here trying to do my thing, you know?
But no, thank you for taking time to come on the podcast, bro. You told me it's your first podcast, bro?
Yeah, it's my first podcast. Never done anything like podcast-wise. Just little interviews here and there.
Bro, you're international with it, bro. How you feel, bro?
First international on a podcast?
Yeah, bro.
Damn, it's kind of an honor, eh? Bring the internationals to the podcast.
Yeah,
hopefully
man.
we can get some more here.
Yeah, man. Bring the flavor, man. You know we're trying to go bigger and better, man. You know how it comes,
Of course. Bring some Portuguese action into the podcast. Some Portuguese public, you know?
Nah, man. But let's get right into it, man. So we're currently in the second half of the season. You know, we did first sem. We're currently on the second half. Just what are your thoughts on kind of how the season's been so far?
I feel like the season is not doing like bad. Like we should have like win like at least 3 more games. Like we had them.
Yeah.
But now we just gotta go like all in and just win the games we gotta win, make the playoffs, so we can do the same thing we did last year, and hopefully we can go like further in the playoffs. That's kind of my goal. What I wanted to do, but we gotta work hard, you know.
Yeah, how would you say your play kind of been this season? Because obviously last year you came in second semester, obviously due to transfer rules, and you've been able to have a kind of a full season with the team. So how would you say your games kind of improved from last year going to this year, kind of playing this OUA league?
I feel like last year, as you said, like I just got in the second semester, so I was kind of just like trying to like improve the game around me. I feel like this year I've gained like a bit of a more important role. Like I'm like, okay, I gotta take some shots here and there, like that are mine to take, and like I feel like also what coach wants from me is just like to find the right pass at the right time most of the times, and just make my lucky shots here now and then.
Yeah. Yeah, you come from Europe, and obviously Europe has a different style of basketball compared to America, where obviously Europe is really team-based and really about the skill set. Has it been hard for you to kind of adjust in terms of knowing when to pass and something, when to take a shot? Because obviously you're a very good passer, but obviously, like you said, there's times where you might have to take the shot. So how has that adjustment period been like in terms of figuring out when to pass and when to take a shot?
First, like last year was crazy. I was actually struggling to like adapt, like because it's so different. Like because in Europe, it's like a really like established thing that if there's a person that like has like not even like a 10% better shot than you have to pass it, you know?
Yeah.
And like when I got here, it was like a lot of transition 101, and I was struggling to like actually play because I didn't know how to play in that kind of system.
Yeah.
But then also I feel like coach kind of made it easier for me because we brought like a lot of set plays that I knew from home.
Yeah.
And I feel like this year I'm kind of adapt to what my role is, and I think I'm doing well, honestly.
Yeah, because even like I said, when you first came on the show, there was a lot of times like people would say you had a layup and like your passer was like, Ricky, like score.
Yeah.
But I think like you said, because like there's an adjustment period, right? But we had to take that into account. Like you said, you're obviously coming from a system you played your whole life. You're coming to another country and then you're playing a whole different style of basketball, right? So like, but I think it's been good to have that adjustment period because, like I said, we had second sem last year, we had a full year this year, you had the summer, so like it's kind of been good. And plus, we didn't have much of a turnover with our teammates, right? So not like we had like 10 new guys coming. We only had like what, 1 or 2?
We had like 3 or 4 guys I think like came into the team and like in there helping us. But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of glad that last year I couldn't play the first semester, because I would not be able to actually help the team first semester. I was lost for like the first semester. Like even like defensive wise, there are so different, like so much different rules. Like offense, I was like lost. Like, am I supposed to shoot, to pass? What the coach want from me? What my teammates were looking for me, you know? As you said, like why are you passing? I'm like, I just feel like he was in a better position to score than I am, you know?
Yeah. No, but let's talk about that. Like I said, you came here last year, I think around September, so we just had because last year we had the training camp, and then we had a few weeks of practice, then you came like mid-September, so let's talk about it. So obviously you didn't play first semester, but like it was a period for you to not just learn the system, obviously get to know your teammates. Kind of how vital was that to kind of create new relationships with the team, considering the fact that you couldn't play first semester?
Yeah, I think like not being able to play it helped me a lot, adapting to everything, like school, like it's different, like but basketball specifically, it was more like I just knew Jack and Owen because I've been here like back in 2017, so I knew them and I knew coach. But then like I was so lost for the first 2 weeks. I knew the name of like 4 teammates, bro. I was so lost. I feel like David and Danny, they were both named David. Big Dave at the time, I was like, what, like who is who? Like I was so lost for the first couple of weeks.
Oh god.
And then I just started to like getting to know everyone. Like we started doing some like team activities, going like every Wednesday to Wacky Wings or whatever, and like start to know people. Like JC helped me a lot at the time, like getting to know people, giving me rides. Jack was like, like just how Jack is. Yeah. And like just helped me a lot to get to know all of you. Even you, like just you reached out to me when I was still in Portugal, and I was like, okay, so like. Yeah, but like it was tough at like first 2 weeks, man. I was struggling. I was jet lagged, struggling to know everything, plays, names. Like it was fun, but like I struggled a bit for sure.
I totally forgot I did reach out to you before you came. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And we were on the team your very, very first practice.
Yeah, we were,
orange.
Dude. Honestly, I was so lost at practice
you were cooking though. I remember you were cooking though. You got some buckets,
dude. I was like, I don't even know how I was doing it because I was on. Like off a 24-hour trip from Portugal to here. Yeah. Because I had to fly from Portugal to London, Toronto, and then from Toronto I had to get a bus, like a 6-hour, 8-hour bus to here, like
for 8 a.m. practice.
Yeah. So I got at NIP, like in North Bay. I feel like it was like midnight or 1 a.m. Jack went to the bus station. He got me. I went home. It was like 3 a.m. when I went back to sleep. And then like I had to wake up for like 7 a.m. practice. Yeah. And I was like jet lagged with 2 hours of sleep. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And I was like, I was just like, hopefully I don't do that bad, because I feel like you guys would like be like, why the coach bring this guy in?
Not for real, like. I don't know, but honestly, like you adjusted pretty good though, because like I said, I couldn't tell you were tired, because like I said, you were cooking. You were cooking.
I don't know, bro. I just like got all my strengths, and I remember that day I went to the school caf. I grabbed the Caesar salad. I went home. I ate like at 4 p.m. and then I slept till like the other day, bro. I was so tired.
Oh my gosh, man. I can only imagine, man. But like, see, you handled like a champ, man. I gotta give that to you. But switching gears a bit, like I said, you international, like you said, you were born and raised in Portugal. Just kind of, for those who've never been to Portugal, like, what is Portugal like? 'Cause I've never been to Europe. I've always wanted to go. What is Portugal like?
Man, I always say that Portugal is basically 2 things. It's food and people. Because like the food is amazing there. Obviously, I grew up there, so it's what I'm used to. Yeah. Maybe like people that go over like from overseas do not like it. But I also feel like Canada, bro, like it's just fast food. I have a hard time finding like good Canadian food. You know what I mean?
Do we really have like a culture? I feel like it's everything, especially in Toronto.
That's what I mean. Like, because there's no, like, if you go like Canadian food, it's what poutine, bro. Like you obviously like bring like inspirations like just of like Jamaican food or like Caribbean food that are really good, but it's not Canadian food, you know. Yeah. And especially in North Bay, you don't find like a lot of like diversity from food.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you go out, where you go, like Boston Pizza, Casey's. Yeah. So it's like okay, it's like, but like going back, Portugal's like food, man. Like super good food, amazing people. Like they're really welcoming. Like everyone that goes there just loves the people. And like we have so much like good like beach and the ocean, like it's just so nice there, especially in the summer.
Yeah. How did you get into basketball?
Basketball has been in my family for a long time, but so my dad played pro. It was like a big time in Portugal. Like both my uncles played basketball, my brother played basketball, so obviously I started playing basketball when I was 4 years old.
Yeah. Oh, same.
Yeah, I was really young. I would go to see my dad playing. I can't even remember it, but I was like 2 weeks old, and I was in the basketball gym, like watching my dad playing, apparently. Yeah. And I just like kind of grew up in the gym. I was there every day, every weekend. Like if I was not on my games, I'd go to watch my brother games, you know? Yeah. And it's like, it was like the sport like that also grew up with me. I did other sports, but basketball was always there, you know?
Wow. I didn't even know you started that young. We have something in common though. That's pretty good. I actually wanted to talk about something but based off that, because last semester you had a familiar face that kind of came to our program for a short time, Coach Nudu. I was worried too, like how much of that was comforting for you to have a familiar face of your past kind of be here for sure? Even though it was a short period of time, but he did a great job. But how comforting was that to have him here?
Honestly, man, I loved it. Like,
Of course.
like, but also like Nuno, like it's been like all my life since I was like 8 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Like he was when I was like a mini basketball player, like 5-6 years old. Like he was there, and like I kind of just grew up with him. And then like in 2018, we kind of took separate ways because he stayed in my previous team, and then I moved on to another team.
Yeah.
But we always like stayed close and kept contact. And when I knew he was coming here, I was like thrilled. Like it's always different to be able to like to speak. Like when I went to timeouts and I was able to speak Portuguese with him,
Yeah.
it's just like different because like he just knew what to say to me to like
Yeah.
to get me going, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you don't have to speak Portuguese with you.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't even think that. But honestly, though, I like the fact that he came here because he obviously held a lot of us accountable, and he brought something new to the table that we hadn't had before. And I think even coach acknowledged that too, because like he would see things that he didn't see, or like you say, why did you make? Buster talked about it on the podcast before. He'd be like, oh, why did you make that pass? Or you could have done this. You're thinking stuff like he asked you questions that you had to think. You're like, oh,
Oh yeah, for sure. Nuno like always like makes you think on why you make that play or that pass or that stunt. Like,
oh my gosh.
because I feel like Nuno like it besides working like a lot on your body, like it makes you run and it makes like whatever. Like it also works a lot on your brain. Like it makes you think about the game. It's not just even the drills you would come up with. I don't know if you remember, like you had like to. Okay, you can't do two defense of the pick and roll the same way twice in a row, or like the name you call, you gotta touch baseline, stuff like that. Like it's always to keep like your brain like reacting, like the way you gotta do on a game, you know?
Yeah. But I like that too. Like I said, 'cause it's always good to have a different look, or sometimes you need a different look, right? Because you know what they say about San, you do the same thing, expect a different result, but like obviously you might need a different result.
This episode of the Lakers Locker Room is brought to you today by BetStep. BetStep shows you the best odds from every sportsbook in one spot. That means you can find the best odds to win the most money. Head over to betstep.am today to learn more and to access all the affiliates and the prices.
I've always wondered how did you meet Coach Corey? Like I said, like, you from Portugal, you say you came here 2017. How did that? I never asked you, how did that happen?
So it's kind of a long story, but so a good friend of my dad, it's like friends with Coach.
Okay.
And back in 2017, I was like, I didn't got to go to national team that year. I went to training camp and I got let go in like the top 15, something like that. So I was like kind of sad, and my dad was like, "Oh, what do you want to do now?" I was like, "I don't know, like maybe vacations, but I kind of want to work on my game, blah blah blah." And then it's like, "Oh, there's like a summer camp that might happen called it. I think was called Canport, like
Okay.
Canada and Portugal."
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, that sounds like awesome! Like I'm going to Canada for a month and a half with like two of my best friends at the time.
Yeah.
Like without my parents. Like, of course I want to go." So like it was kind of like a fat thing, and then like I just ended up going, me and two like Eduardo and Inigo was like a Spanish guy and a Portuguese guy.
Okay.
They were both my teammates at the time, and Nuno was our coach. So me, we like at the time we call him Eddie and Iggy. So like me, Eddie and Iggy and Nuno, we all came to Canada. We got there. Coach picked us up at Saint Marie Airport, and then like we stayed for a month, and it was like honestly like I think it was the best summer of my life.
Wow. What was it? 2017? You said
2017.
So
yeah.
like 17.
I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
And like it was such a good experience. I got to know so many good people that I'm really still good friends with. Like Jack was like, my God, man. Like 2017, like we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
And eventually I came back in here, but that moment, man, was like I was so happy that summer, just like playing basketball, meeting new people, improving my English that at a time it was way worse than it is right now.
Yeah.
But it was just like a really fun experience, and like you brought some good results, I guess.
Yeah. So what was that? So how did the conversation come about in terms of like you coming to university? Because you were in the, even Nuno talked about, you were in the pro world for such a long time. So like what made you want to say, you know what, I'm done with that. I want to do something new. Let me go to university. How did that come about?
It was like, so in Portugal, once you're done like your player, like formation as a player, so as long as like after you turn like 18, the year after you either start playing pro or you like just don't play basically. Okay. So I was 18. I went to the national final four, like to get be like champion of the country. Okay. And I got third place. I went to the best 5 of the tournament, went national team. And during that summer was I had a couple of offers, go to the States, go here, go there. But at that time was not what I was looking for. And eventually I got the pro offer from Porto. They'd give me a salary, they gave me money, house, food. Okay. I was that's a pretty good gig, and I loved Porto because I have family there. So I feel that's the best step for me right now. Yeah. And then I went straight away to play pro. I took a gap year, so no university. Mm-hmm. On my second year, I tried at the university, but you can't, man. When you're practicing twice a day, 2 hours, team practices plus gym plus shots, you don't have time to do school. Yeah. Especially it's not like here where coach kind of adapt our practices to our school schedule.
You have to, yeah.
Back home is 2 different entities, so they don't care about each other.
Yeah.
My coach want to practice, my school wants to teach.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do anything basically.
Yeah, you're stuck. Yeah.
So I did 1 semester and I cut it. I was I can't do it. And then my 3rd year, I tried to do uni again, and it just didn't work. And I was getting frustrated because I was not getting a degree. Yeah. And being a basketball player is really good, but you gotta be one of the best to make good money and be able to provide for your family.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was man, I want to go to study. I want to study, get a degree, and being able to support for my family in the future because I don't see myself to play basketball for 20 years.
Yeah.
My body was not it's not what it wants, you know?
It's not gonna hold up, yeah.
So I kind of messaged coach how the program works there. Is a age limit that I can apply, blah blah blah. And I was oh no, and it was really a quick turnaround because in a matter of 2 weeks I was committed. I've been applying for scholarships, doing all that. I had to take a English course, so because you're international, you gotta be a B2 level. Yeah. So I had to take a intensive English course. I had an English exam. It was applying for a visa that took 3 months at a time. Yeah. It was such a big process, but it was really nice. It all started I think it was in May or March, and then in July I was starting to apply for my visa, and then in September I got here.
Wow, damn.
Yeah.
So you probably said that whole process was what? 4 or 5 months, 6 months?
Yeah, probably 5 months.
Because you came in September, so probably that spring 2021 probably.
Yeah, it was a big process, and I to keep it quiet because I couldn't tell my team that I was leaving yet. Yeah. I asked coach, do not announce me until I tell my team. Yeah. And I couldn't be certain that was coming until I got my English test back and my visa and everything the scholarships. Yeah. So it was a big process, but I'm happy it's done now.
Yeah. So, sorry. So even when you came, right, we talked about before we got on the mic, but how was adjustment in terms of the education system from Portugal to here, right? Because obviously you're there, you're speaking Portuguese, but now you're here, it's all English. We even have some guys on the team, like David, who's French, Betch at the time was French, right? So they had a tough period too. So what was it like for you to adjust to, especially since we were both in the same program, so we had a couple classes together. So
yeah, I feel the business classes are not the hardest ones, but I'm in business con-ed, right? So I have teaching classes, and this semester I have ACAD, academic writing.
Yeah, I had the ACAD my first year.
Yeah, okay. So I feel those are the ones that I really need to write long essays or big papers are the ones that make me nervous.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I feel I don't speak a bad English, but my vocabulary is not that wide yet.
Yeah.
So
it's getting better though.
Yeah, it's getting better, but it's not perfect yet. But the thing is, when I'm writing an essay, I'm I have the tab for my essay, Grammarly, in thesaurus, the dictionary.
Man said Grammarly. Oh my god.
Dude, I have everything open, so I can actually try and have a good result of my essays.
You know what's crazy? Coach showing that artificial intelligence thing, man. I need Grammarly no more.
Yeah.
You might just go on AI now, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, that's right. But oh my god,
that's a whole different story.
But a lot of the stuff that I learned first year, I've already learned in high school. Honestly.
Okay.
My math for first year, I've learned everything in high school. this year I'm learning some new stuff, but a lot of it is like kind of reviewing stuff that I touched in high school.
Okay.
So I don't know if our like education system is harder, but like it's for sure like longer. We have a lot of like weight on classes. Like it's big schedules, big timetables.
Yeah, but I'm glad you were able to adjust to it because it could be hard. Like you said, you come from another country, then everything, like you said culture shock, language, education, basketball is different. Like that's a lot. So like I said, shout out to you, bro. You had to make a jab. But going back to the basketball, you said you came, like you said, last year, you didn't play first semester, you came some second semester. You know, obviously, let's talk about your first game. So obviously the first game we came back after Omicron against U of T. Obviously that was a loss, but like, what was it like your very first game in the league?
I was nervous, man. It was like my first time playing for a new team. It hadn't happened like in 4 years.
Okay.
So it was like, I don't know, because on my life I just played for 3 teams now. It was like Benfica, Porto, and now NIP. And I was like, oh my God, like how am I going to do? Like, are the guys going to like accept me as like a team member kind of thing, like a team role? Like, but I think I did okay. I was nervous. I was a little bit out of shape because obviously I kind of lagged the first semester because I was trying to adapt to everything. I was not playing. And then like we had like a month off before the first game, as you said, because of Omicron, and we couldn't get into the gym.
Yeah, we were all trapped in our house again.
Yeah, so I feel like I was nervous, but it was so different. I feel, as I said, like it's just a game of like a lot of fast break, a lot of 1-on-1, like 2-on-2, and like I was just used to it all different kind of basketball, I want to say.
Yeah. And then obviously the second game, obviously we know what happened the second game. You want to talk about it?
I mean, I remember at the time I posted on my IG story like OUA baptism, and I feel like that's the good term for it. Because I'm obviously I was thrilled, like after like I was able to like to help the team. I was playing like dog dude with that game, dude. I scored like 2 points before that, and then like out of nowhere, Nate passes me the ball. I was like,
you're wide open. You're wide open too. That was a great pass.
I gotta shoot it now.
You're wide open,
bro. Like for the game, and I was like, fuck it. I just shot it. I saw it in. I was like, I remember. You
had no reaction. I just about
that ass looked at their bench because they were talking to me the whole game. And I was just looking at them like, now what?
You know what's crazy? They put time back on the clock, but it was clearly 0.
Yeah, it was down, bro.
So
for me, the funniest thing is Jack, man. If you watch the clip, Jack
runs
to me.
No, Mukhtar too. If you look at it.
Yeah, but like Jack runs and then he looks at their bench and starts waving goodbye, bro. And like I just like every time I see the clip, I just see Mukhtar jumping with the hands on his head.
DJ too, but Mukhtar had the mascot.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God, it was like such a great moment. I was happy. Like, okay, now I feel like I'm part of the team now.
I was just about to ask, like, would you say that was like the moment? Like, okay, like I'm here now.
Yeah, and I feel like for a lot of guys was like, hey, he's not that bad. Like he's good. Like I'm glad he's here. You know.
But I'm glad that you got that moment. 'Cause I was just about to ask you how long did it take for you to kind of get adjusted. So would you say it was up to that moment? 'Cause I feel like first semester too. Like I feel like we all accepted you with open arms.
No, yeah, like I'm not saying like you guys give me a hard time or no. Everyone was like awesome to me. Everyone accepted me. But like for me, like to kind of like understand that you guys accepted me. Like Nate passing me that ball was kind of a big deal for me because like. Yeah. Most of the people are just like gonna take the layup, like contest it and go for like a free throw. Yeah. But he passed, like he trusted me, you know. Like I feel like you guys trusted me that weekend.
Okay, that's fair. Nah, it's just funny. If you look at the play, like Nate passes the ball, then he puts his hand up in the air, and when it goes, he's just like he jumps for 2 seconds. Yeah. He's back to like
man. Nate was oh my God.
No, Nate's funny. Like once you get to know Nate, like Nate's actually a good dude.
Oh, he's a great dude.
Once you get to know him, but
he's just like kind of shy and introverted, but like
there wasn't many people like he actually like. He talked to everyone kind of like there wasn't too many that he actually kind of let in.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like obviously Hazard.
That's just like the way he is, bro. Yeah. Like we just gotta like let him be the way he is and like accept him as a teammate, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So obviously there's that. Obviously last year too, you obviously helped us get into playoffs. So that was the first time we had the playoffs. I think it was 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. So obviously, what was it like to kind of be in a playoff atmosphere and kind of for the first time in the league? Was it different from like when you were in Portugal? How was it to be in the playoff?
It's definitely different because like once you're playing pro, everything is more serious. Like it's your job. Like you're working towards that like every single moment like of your day. But like it was kind of special for me because I've never been like in a league playoff as like a big role in the team. You know what I mean? Like not that I'm bigger than anyone, but like I had like a good role last year, and being on a team and going to the playoffs where I had a good role was like actually like important for me. You know?
Yeah.
Because on past teams, I was like more like of a role player, like 10 guy in.
Yeah.
But it was still special, bro. But last year was crazy. I loved it.
Was last year your first time being like a perennial starter, like in your life, or like or just in some time?
Like when I played pro, I was never a starter.
Okay.
So like the way it works, like you have like a top team on the first league, and pro had a second team on the second league. So you go league, pro league, first division, second division.
Which one were you?
I was like Porto had a team on league, like on the top league, and on the pro league.
Okay.
And on the league, I was not a starter, but like on the pro league, I was a starter.
Okay.
But like I don't like to say this, but kind of all my life I've been like a starter on the teams I was, except when I was like playing pro on the first league.
Yeah.
I was not a starter for sure.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Obviously going back to this season, obviously like I said, we have at this point probably like 7 games left. We're barely hanging on to like the last playoff spot at this moment. So like what do you think it's gonna take for us to really like kind of finish the season strong and hopefully getting back into the playoffs for another year?
I feel like what the team needs is like to win the games that we gotta win. Like we know what games we have to win.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have to upset one of the big ones. Like we have to like not just to make playoffs, but to give the team like the confidence it needs to step up, you know? Because if we upset every like of the big teams of the league, because we can and we proved it.
Yeah.
If we upset them, we can make playoffs and maybe like
make a run.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
As long as as the team like trusts like that we can do it, I feel like we can.
Yeah.
But we gotta upset one of the big ones.
Yeah. You know, since you've been here, kind of obviously like there's been so many things that have happened, you know, with basketball and obviously stuff like that throughout your life. What's been your favorite part of this experience with this team since you've been here?
Oh, I don't know, man. Like I've kind of just been enjoying every moment, but like obviously like last year when I scored the buzzer was a really good one. Like feel everyone's like coming to hug me and like you know it was just like different. Like I don't know, it was awesome. I loved it, but getting to know so much different people, I think it's being the best part of it. Like I've met so many interesting and like different people so far, and I'm really glad that I came into Canada just like because of the people I've meeting. Honestly, I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I know you've only been for a short period of time, but what would you say has been the biggest part you've grown? Not as a player, but more kind of as a person. Because like you just said, you learned so much. Like, what would you say? Would you say in general, like you've probably taken something from everyone since you've been here? Oh,
for sure. I'm like. It's also part of my personality, but kind of like, oh, I really like what this person do in this situation. Let me get this so I can apply it. Like, because maybe in 2 years, or like 2 weeks, I may be in a situation where that can be useful. But like the biggest thing, man, is just like, obviously I'm super far from my family and like from my old time friends, and I've created like amazing new friendships in here. But I feel like the biggest thing for me is learn how to enjoy to be alone.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because like I spend like a lot of time alone, obviously. I also spend like a lot of time with my family, like my Canadian family and my friends. But like sometimes it's just like, oh, I got to be alone because like I got to be with myself, you know? And I've learned how to like to be alone in here, which is like was a hard thing for me, but I did it.
You know what's crazy? I feel like COVID did that for a lot of people because I've talked about a lot of people had to realize how to be alone.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were forced to. But I think, too, because sometimes, you know what's crazy? I had a phone call with my dad this morning, and I was telling him that, you know, I've been getting a lot of texts. I've been responding to people. My dad was saying, you know, one day you might not get texts like that. So you say you might have to be comfortable being alone. So I'm actually, it's kind of right that you said that. But I think I'm really glad that you've kind of learned something from everyone. But like I said, it's been a crazy experience for you to kind of come from Portugal to here. But I'm glad that we've all made your time here great.
Oh, yeah,
especially the locker room. Who could deny the locker room? Hence the name of the Lakers locker room.
Yeah.
How much funny jokes every day? Someone's saying something in our locker room.
Yeah, locker room is just like yesterday we were actually talking like what's the thing that we're gonna miss more when we stop playing.
Yeah.
And someone was saying buzz riders, people were saying like the moments before the game. But locker room talk is so underrated, man. We just talk so much and we laugh so much in there. And I feel like that's where like a team really bonds. Like just making fun, like making jokes and all that. It's just so fun, bro.
Yeah, and we have so many different personalities. So
For sure.
So I can't even knock it. Because I've been here for 4 years. Every year I've been here, except COVID year because there was no locker room. But every year since I've been that we had a locker room, it's always been funny. My first year was different.
I've heard stories.
Yeah, first year was different because we had like a lot of more older. Cause I was a rookie, right? So I had a lot of guys older than me. Now I'm one of the older guys, so I have a lot of guys younger. So it's reverse.
Yeah.
My first year, like I had a lot of older guys, and it was something. Okay.
It is what it has to be, man, and it just made you like grow as a person for sure.
Oh my gosh, you cannot, bro. You cannot Jackson best. You can tell him how different I was first year.
Yeah.
You could tell him. But it's been a great episode. I really enjoyed getting to know you more on this episode. Like I said at the very beginning of the podcast, in 2 days we're about to do our second Shoot for Change game. I thought it was very befitting to have a person on the basketball team part of the podcast. Last year you were part of it, and you kind of saw how great it was. We're doing it again this year. Got to give a special shout out to Dhika Sportswear in Portugal. You guys gave us some sick jerseys for the game, so shout out Dhika.
Sick,
definitely gonna get tagged in the comments for this section. How excited are you? First of all, how was it for you last year to be kind of part of something like that? Have you ever been part of something like that where you kind of get to play basketball for a bigger meaning?
We've done a couple of games for like causes in Portugal, but it would never be specifically for like a broad cause. Like we'd like raise money for a child with cancer, like raise money for someone like a poor family at the moment, like floods, like a fire or something. But it was different, like because obviously it's a subject that has been growing a lot like lately, and I'm glad it has like been given the importance that it needs. And honestly, it was so special to see everyone there to support the cause that it should be supported. And like when we learned like how much like support that we got, like when you told us like how much like we were able to like get, and I was like just like, oh my god, like we need to do these every year, like we have to, like it's an important thing that has to be like celebrated kind of thing,
Nah, like even this year we got some special jerseys. Like, what do you think of the jerseys, man?
Dude, I love the jerseys.
Me too. The jerseys are so tough.
They're tough.
They're tough. What do you think of the photo shoot?
The photo shoot was crazy, man. We had like some crazy results. I feel like we are like, now that we got like from last year, we got money we can invest into making something bigger and better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like every year is gonna like just like a step up and a step up and a step up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And like we have so much like crazy support, as you know, like we're getting some big people supporting us.
Like this year, like we're playing against Laurentian, so 705 rivals. Like since we're here, like we got some big stuff. Like we got a raffle coming up. Like it's Raptors tickets for you can win with hotel accommodations. We got 2 signed Raptor jerseys for silent auction. We got a signed Pascal Siakam jersey, a signed Scottie Barnes jersey. You can win it at the auction for the game. Like we got some big time partnership with the Raptors this year. So shout out to Toronto Raptors / MLSE for that. But like honestly, like obviously, like I said, we did a lot for the game last year. Just be bigger this year, like. But just to kind of wrap it up before we get to the fun part, like, why is it kind of important for athletes to really like kind of take a step to be more than just an athlete? I talked about it last week with Lord on the podcast, but like the last couple of years, you've really seen athletes really take a step forward to try to get involved in whatever it is. Like athletes have always kind of been involved, but the last like 3 years since COVID has really showed that athletes really need to do something, whether it's like race or like it's a cancer or whatever. Like for me personally, why is it so important for athletes to really get involved and be passionate about something other than just their sport?
I feel like athletes are now understanding, and we don't have to be just athletes that play on the NBA. Like athletes all around are understanding, like they impact people's life. Like even us as OUA athletes, like we are not like the big deal. But we have people that come and support us here every weekend when we play home, like us, like the volleyball team, the hockey team. And like we impact their lives. So if we can, like, if we are like doing a shoot for change, for example, we're gonna mark those people's lives, and those people are gonna like let it go, like pass it on to other people. And I feel like so far athletes just thought, oh no, I'm not an influencer, I don't have like 20K or like 1 million followers on Instagram, so I don't have like a power to influence people. And that's a lie. Like I feel like athletes are now understand like they have power and they have like influence onto other people and younger people. Like we have like the young kids that come to the camps and the 3-on-3s, and they look up to us. So if we can change their minds, it's just like a big step because they'll change the next generation minds and they're forward.
Yeah, I 1000% agree. And it's crazy too, because I said like it took for COVID for us to really see that, because once we saw what the NBA players did in the bubble, that's what it kind of like, oh crap, like, okay, we can really do something, right? So like you said, people at this level are thinking, like you said, we don't have the influence like that, but like I think the fact that we're in a small community like North Bay, like we have a bigger chance. Whereas,
for sure.
Obviously, I'm home in Toronto. Obviously, it's different because like you have like the Raptors and the Leafs and FC. But like here, like Nipissing Athletics is really like the main. There's the OHL team now, but like But for the most part, Nipissing's always been like the main like sports.
For sure,
draw to the city, right? So like I'm really glad that
and even if we start doing these, maybe the OHL team will like start to support and even like bring it up as well, you know?
You never know, like do something. I know like there's stuff going on with other sports, like football started last year, 2021. That's kind of how everything came about. But like hopefully like it could grow. The goal is to make it national, but I'm glad that we can do something here, right? So, like I said, Shoot for Change is back this Saturday, February 4th, man. We've been promoting it for weeks, but like we're saying one last time, 2 days before the game, Saturday, February 4th. Girls play at 6, men's play at 8. It's a super Saturday, so there's women's volleyball's playing at 12, men's volleyball's playing at 2. You got men's hockey at Memorial Gardens at 2:30, and then we Shoot for Change ends tonight, 6 p.m. women's game, 8 p.m. men's game. You do not want to miss it. We got a big stuff coming for the game this year. You guys got to come. Like I said, it's a big time event. 7:05 rivals Laurentian, so definitely got to come to the game. But Ricky, this has been fun. It's been fun to get to know you. We got a fun part now, so I brought this back last week on the podcast as quick hitters. So that's why I asked you guys a question that's answered as fast as possible. But I'm switching up because since we're on the same team, I definitely want to do teammate questions. So you've been here for a year now, so let's see. I want to hear your answer, man. So are you ready for this?
No.
Let's see what you. No, it's be funny. All right, first question. In your opinion, these are all your opinions, okay? Who's the
people gonna get mad at me?
Who's the funniest teammate?
Azara, bro. Azara's funny.
Okay.
Azara's funny.
I thought you were gonna say Mukhtar, but okay, quietest teammate.
Quietest teammate. Alvin.
Okay. Teammate with the messiest locker.
Kevin.
Oh my gosh. Okay, teammate with the best shoe game.
Like
shoe game.
Oh, shoe game. Ooh, bro.
What's the best kicks?
You gotta be a tie.
With who?
Jack and DJ, bro. DJ from the casuals, Jack on the basketball game.
Dang. Okay.
You gotta be a tie, bro.
This is gonna be a funny one. Teammate most likely to embarrass another teammate in public.
Me.
What do you mean?
I embarrass everyone in public, bro. I don't know. I feel like I'll be just do like some funny stuff and people just like get embarrassed, I think.
Oh my gosh. Next one. Most likely to show up late to a team function.
Oh, bro, Justin this year is like 2 already, bro. He has 2 already. I gotta go with him.
Oh my gosh. How about this? Okay, teammate most likely to tell another teammate secret.
And you're a little Uzi?
Oh, I feel like no one. I feel like I can trust everyone with secrets, bro.
Okay. See, no federal business around here, huh?
No federals, ain't they?
Inside joke. No federals. Okay, most caring teammate.
Caring? For me, it's Jack, bro. He's like my best friend, my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most ambitious teammate.
Probably you, bro. Like on the good, like not like on a bad way.
Oh, thank you. Teammate. Okay, this might be Jack again. Teammate most likely to be the life of a party.
Jack, bro. Come on. You know Jack.
Oh, okay. And we're talking since the locker room is very befitting. Final question. Teammate who has the best stories in the locker room.
Danny, bro. Danny always has the best stories, bro.
Yo. Oh my gosh, man. I had to end with that one, man. But that's all the time we have. So Ricky, man, I really enjoyed this episode, man. This was a fun episode, man.
Thank you for inviting me and for having me, man.
Nah, bro,
it's a pleasure.
Like I said, hopefully with this episode, man, we international with it. Like I said, share with your family, share with your friends. You know, shout out, bro. Gotta shout out Coach Nuno once again. Shout out Dhika Sportswear. So we international with it. Like I said, one last time, Ricky, thanks for coming on the podcast. Make sure you guys come to the Shoot for Change game Saturday, February 4th. I'm saying it one last time. Saturday, February 4th against the Laurentian Voyagers. Women's play at 6, men's play at 8. We got a lot of stuff for the game this year, so you don't want to miss it. And with that said, that's a wrap on another edition of the Lakers Locker Room. I want to thank my guy, Ricky,
for
coming on the podcast.
Me,
you can catch the video version interview on YouTube and listen to the full interview on all podcasting platforms. Peace.